Okay, greetings. It's a full house today. Greetings. It's a full house today. We've got enough people in the studio, man, because we have a very special guest today, all the way from the United, I hope you don't mind me saying, United Snakes of America. Don't feel no way, because we know you're African, brother. We've got a very special guest, man. So I'm very grateful to have this brother here, because we heard a lot of stuff about this brother and now he's here so we can communicate directly with him. Greetings, brother. Would you like to come to the mic, bro?
Okay, here we go. Peace.
Come talking, let's see if we can get a level for you, brother. Sarah Sutton Seti, enough respect, king.
Black power.
Alright.
No said.
Let's just make sure your mic's ready, man. Yeah.
I'm good.
So how was it traveling here, brother? How did it?
Oh man, it was good, man. I slept half the way. Watched a couple movies and slept half the way. Yeah, I'm good.
Alright, enough respect. Thank you for coming. And there's a big full crew here. Big up Mr. Riggs.
Yes.
For bringing Seti over. Thank you so much for that.
On behalf of CC and th3PeopleVS.
Come talk, man.
You know, if it wasn't for the th3PeopleVS, we wouldn't be having Seti over here, because he contacted CC and brought all of us together. You know, and without that, things won't be happening. So the young lady over here, CC, come for a second.
CC, come forward, man.
Come forward, CC.
Come forward, CC, in the man.
Because she's the founder.
Pick up the only queen in the house, man.
You always gotta have one.
The world of people in here, you know, man. It's like a sauna in here, trust me, man. Come in, CC, man. What was the inspiration to bring the Seti over? Around, man. Come and talk in the mic,
I've been following him for a while via Instagram, and so yeah, I've been following his work for a while, and so I reached out to him early last year, and just kind of explained that, you know, it's important for him to come over. Obviously America has their own kind of conscious community, and they do a lot of work for the people in the community, and I just felt like it was necessary for him to come over to the UK and kind of share what he already gives so much of himself to in the US. So he reached back, and I think at the time the timing wasn't right, and then he reached back to me at a later stage, if I remember correctly, and then we just kind of took it from there, and yeah, the rest is history.
And don't forget, we've got a team called the th3PeopleVS,
yeah.
And we've got a guy called Ant. Come on forward, come on, say your piece, say to the public, they don't want to hear about you.
Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm just with CC. We're just.
And they're doing great work.
Just doing
Two
thing,
teams.
man, for the people, innit?
We're being modest.
And don't forget the one and only, JJ behind us. Think he can escape it. You know what I mean?
Come in, JJ. Come talk, man.
Come and talk.
Talk, man. Big up, respect, man.
Yeah, respect, man. I think it's very important that people like Seti come and really bring their perspective to things and really shake things up, get us looking at the world in a different way, and remind us to be, you know, unapologetic, unafraid. So we need to have conversations, and even if you disagree, come and actually use your mind, come and think about things, and that's what Seti's going to always challenge you to do. That's why we at the th3PeopleVS, we thought it was imperative that we try and introduce new people, new faces, new conversations to the circle so we can all develop, you know.
It's a new beginning.
Yeah, you know, it's a beautiful thing, because these are all young people, you know, man, and you know me, on this show I promote the youngsters. We want to promote a new generation of leaders, because we've done our leading, now it's the time for the new generation, and I'm more than happy to bring in the new generation 100%, because we're not going to be here forever. We could drop off tomorrow. So we have to promote these youngsters and these youths. These are the future generation, so we're giving them a shine on the station to let the people see who the future leaders are going to be. And I want to big up the Queen, because she looks like about 16.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So we've got a 16-year-old bringing Seti over what there? You know what I mean?
Don't say it like that,
Yo, there's no law in in England where you transport miners. But yeah, man. Okay, thank you to the crew who brought him on. What you call the CC crew?
No, the PeopleVS.
The PeopleVS is enough respect. All right. Thank you, Seti.
All right.
My brother. The first question I'm going to ask you. There's going to be a couple of brothers asking you questions.
Okay.
First question I'm going to ask you is, what is the purpose of your visit, man? Why are you here? What are you going to teach the people then?
Well, you know, the message is a universal message. You know, it's an international message, and you know, the BPC, General SETI, that's what we're about. We're about taking this message all across the world, wherever African people reside. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, we're getting responses from all over the world. You know, we're getting responses from Australia, the Caribbean, shit, Europe.
Don't forget.
You know what I'm saying? I was moving. And so, you know, the family been reaching out to us for years, telling us to come over. And plus, we had, I have a big following in the UK. Had it for the last 10 years anyway. You know, so I was teaching here anyway. So it was time for me to bring my presence. You know, it's time for me to bring my presence.
And Seti, yeah, welcome.
Thank you, bro.
I'll ask you. My first question is, you're talking about Kenix, but when it comes to the language now, you said it can't be deciphered. So how can we get to that Kemet perspective if the language, we can't decipher the language? How do you?
Well, you know what? Again, we're talking about a common understanding. I know people have a common understanding, but what our elders taught us is it's a secret order. And that you have to be initiated. And no matter what you think you see on the wall, that's not what the priest taught. So you can have a common understanding. You go onto the wall, you see some things, and you get a common understanding. That's all right. That's not what the priest taught. Because what I teach is that the power of those words gave our ancestors the ability to build a pyramid. So if you translate it, you should be able to duplicate it. And if you have not duplicated it, that's proof that you have not translated. You go on a show and they talking about the pyramid, you know what they say? How was it done? But yet and still you telling me you didn't translate it to metal nothing.
Right.
You double talking. You know what I'm saying? So, I understand that we can have a common understanding, a spiritual understanding, but that's for a common purpose. It is not what the priest taught, and that's what I'm being specific to, you know?
So how can we move forward if we haven't got that knowledge, the divine knowledge of the priest? What is our way forward?
Well, Dr. Ben showed us the way. Dr. Ben was taking brothers back, initiating them into the craft of Amun-Ra. The craft is still in existence in the Nile. You know, you just have to be accepted in. But that's the way Dr. Ben taught us. He taught us that and if you are not initiated, you don't know. That's what Dr. Ben taught us. So I don't know how somebody could just by sitting up and just looking at the glyphs achieve what one would achieve by going under teachers for 40 years. I don't see how you do that, but you know, that's for somebody else to figure out.
Greetings, family.
Peace, brother.
Peace. Yo, my name's MX. Yeah, you know, I used to have my own show on a different station, and you know, me personally, you know, I had a very, I'll be real, 100. I had a very anti-American rhetoric.
Oh wow, that's what I love. Right? Already.
Right. Get 100 here.
Okay.
But the one person I played 7 minutes to say. That's what I did every week. You're gonna get 7 minutes to say.
Appreciate it.
You know what I mean? And so, you know. But what I really want to understand is, what I really want to know from you is, what's your understanding of the black people in the UK? That's what I love.
You know what? You know, I this is a learning experience for me. Outside of, you know, knowing that some of the family, a lot of the family come from the Caribbean, this, that, and the third. I'm not as familiar with the UK, but I see what you're doing online, and it's not much different. in a certain way, you know, you doing your thing, but it seems to be the same, in the same frequency, you know what I'm saying? So
100.
when I look over here, it's almost like if I'm looking at another city. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, I hear that. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'd agree. See, for me, we're very similar, not the same. You know what I mean? But we are very similar in terms of the Black British experience. I mean, I heard you on a radio station earlier today, and one thing that you said was that, you know, that we are still, so the African American is still in the place where the white man left them, whereas the blacks that are in Europe, we all came here by choice. You get what I'm saying?
That's right.
So, you know, one thing I've struggled to, you know, there's a lot of people listening to us right now. I've struggled to even educate certain people as to there's a difference between, you know, what goes on in the States and what goes on in the UK.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right. Well, even with the training of the, you know, the slaves and how they did, you know, the North American, the British, and when they Willie Lynch, they had a different methodology because, you know, in the Caribbean, and you know, the Portuguese and Spanish were buying Africans in large lots, which allowed for greater communication, greater organization, so you had greater revolts.
100.
But you know, when that white boy came to, Willie Lynch came to the slave owners, he said, this is how you break that, you know? And so they put an ill methodology down on our people, you know, putting every faction in the community against one another. Old and young, light and dark, skinny and fat, man. Any which way they could do it, you know, and then they were breeding certain types.
Yeah.
And it's been going on. That's genetic engineering, biological engineering.
100.
Been going on since the slave trade.
100. Well, I'm gonna let my man Damage jump in. Yeah.
Yes, I want to just take up on that now because we know, can't we break out of this now? We know the process that's happened to us, the slave mentality. Isn't there a way we can break out of that mold?
Yeah, you're gonna break out of it by, you know, dealing with that beast. Because again, look what I just said. Look what I just told you. See, we ain't gonna get away from it. I ain't gonna let you get away from it, dog. You know what I'm saying? Because what I just say, they dealing with our brain. They're genetically manipulating. They're in the blood. They're in the gene. They're in the DNA. So you can no longer think when you speaking logic to a person, and you always wonder. I wonder why you can't understand me. Because he's being manipulated biologically, chemically. You see what I'm saying? They're in the cell, they're in the end. And so when they in your body and they changing the code of who you are, you can't just talk to nobody like that, man. You have to reverse that the same way he's did. You got to deal with that biological. So it's biological warfare. It's chemical warfare. And so unless you shut that beast down, having access to every faction of your existence, you're not coming from up under there.
Well, how are you going to shut him down then?
Huh?
How are we going to shut him down?
We ain't gonna get on this radio and say it though. But it's a way.
Okay.
It's a way to dance, baby. If you want to dance, you can dance now. Don't act like you know it's just the fear in us. And that's another thing within the American folk where they lynched and burned us, you know, until where they terrorized our people from even wanting to fight for freedom. They would rather just accept slavery than have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta think about the tens of thousands of our people that were burnt, and that's terrorism.
So what's the drive that makes you look at it in that way and puts you in a perspective where you're gonna go and fight the beast?
You know what, when I was coming up, I guess that spirit was always dormant in me. But when I started listening to Malcolm X, I said, I ain't never heard no black man talk like that. So intelligently and just powerful, and he meant it. You know, and that inspired Malcolm X was probably the first person that just sparked that in me. Even though it was there, I was studying, I was doing all that. When I heard Malcolm X, I said, I want to be like him. And from that point on, all the other teachers just started coming to me. Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, you know. So, you know, it's there. It's in most of us.
But what makes you go, because I know you started debating, so what made you go and challenge all the other philosophers?
Because I've been studying for a while. And I felt like I've been studying under Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark since I was about 16, 15. I got you, baby. You can't deal with me, man. I've been studying too long under great masters.
But isn't there a nicer way of talking to them, or is the abrupt approach the best way to get there?
Ain't no better way. Destruction or the untruth, you know what I'm saying? Because our people, you know, they like that. You know, that's something psychological. It's a part of a blueprint. You have to see what the people like. And they always like a battle. I don't care. They like that. You know what I'm saying? So I figured, that was something. But what had happened is that, the other guys don't have the research. They don't have the credentials. So after a while, that just deteriorates. You know what I'm saying? It'd be something different if we had, a group of brothers and sisters that was on the level intellectually where we can have these debates. We can no longer have that, because I feel the only good debate I really had where it wasn't no drama was the first one, Alim Seti. After that, it was just, people felt like they had to throw slander at me to beat me. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no intellectualism in it any longer. So at this point, that might have played out.
So isn't there another way that, as well as the debating, that even the people that you're debating against, isn't there a plan that we can move together financially, and because we all need the same things, even though we have differences?
we would think so, but that's just you tying your neck to the anchor, because Christianity been here 2,000 years. You had 2,000 more than I got. So if you can't achieve that within 2,000 years, and you had your time, Islam had its time. It ain't done nothing for the community. I don't care what they say. We got the righteous Negro syndrome, where everybody feel that they doing and burning incense. That ain't done nothing for our people. You'd have had 2,000 years to achieve that. And so I don't feel like us latching on to already failed systems. Sometimes you just got to cut it and move on. Like the brother said, you need to cut it.
No respect, man. We've got, like I say, the reason that SETI is here is because there's a couple of events that the People's Verses have arranged of the weekend. So it's Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday.
Talking to the mic, bro.
Firstmost, SETI's going around.
Yeah.
And he's going to be at the Adelaide Grove.
Yeah.
Right?
In West 12.
So it's number 10, Adelaide Grove, West 12.
West 12. That's off.
That's a meet and greet at 5 o'clock.
That's off Uxbridge Road, isn't it, bro?
Uxbridge Road.
Uxbridge Road, man. So
on the other side of the Kentucky chicken shop that we don't eat.
What?
No. I'm not going to say KFC. I'm not giving them promotion.
It's okay, bro. Just say can agree.
Yeah, no. Poison. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
But opposite it is where the natural shop where you can get your proper food and with proper products.
That's right,
and proper stuff from this shop at the Anquelby. So SETI's going to be there at 5 o'clock. And there's going to be...
What day, King? What day?
And that's going to be on the Thursday.
The Thursday coming now.
Yes.
Beautiful.
And we've got a beautiful chef there as well.
Yeah, man.
That can cook good food.
But that's actually a beautiful shop. The sister, the Ivy, is there. She's a beautiful sister. Get down there, because I know there's a lot of people who actually wants to come here today.
And come and...
So we have to say there's too much people. But thankfully we've got a meet and greet. 2 meet and greets.
We've got 3.
Oh, beautiful. So the first one, let's just get it right first.
First one.
The first one's at 10 Adelaide Grove. West 12, if my memory is...
Yeah, West 12. Shepherd's Bush.
Off Uxbridge Road, and the tube station is... Shepherd's Bush, man, yeah.
And then you could get...
On the Hammersmith and... Hammersmith line.
City line.
Hammersmith City line, yeah.
Or you could walk from the central line, or you could take the overground on the other end.
Yeah, but it's up Uxbridge Road, just so you're clear, man, when you get to the bush.
Okay.
Yeah. Go on.
So then the second one is it's called Pansy.
Which is Brixton Hill.
Brixton Hill. That's 102 Brixton Hill. He'll be there anytime after 3 o'clock.
on
the Friday.
Friday. Big up Clive and the crew, man. the
Yeah,
lightning
and
crew.
big up Basil.
Yes,
the owner
I.
of the
Yes,
shop.
I. Yes, I.
Yeah, so
I knew it was an old school name.
and then later on that day, at 6:30 onwards, he will be at the Matt Hat Centre
In Tottenham.
Tottenham.
Yes.
Who's there?
It's
Who's the event?
It's for the respecting the elders.
Respecting the elders.
Harry Belafonte.
And with Harry
Yes,
Belafonte.
yes.
Yeah, so Sarasuta said he's going to be there and he's going to say his piece, whatever it is, but it's all about meeting and greeting. It's all about us uniting together.
Yes, yes.
You know,
Very
so
important.
the more we get together, the more we can see people, the more we can work together, is the more we can move forward. When that has been done, we have 2 great days of events. Right? We're going to have Pharaoh Allah streaming himself straight into the venue and able to talk to you, as well as we're going to have SETI live. So we're going to have music, we're going to have stalls, so you can come and buy and spend on the Black Pound and then enjoy the company of Sarasuta SETI. So make sure you arrive as soon as possible. The first day on Saturday is from 11 till 4, and then on the Sunday is from 4 till 9. Don't be late, because there's gonna be a massive queue.
Okay, so let's get the address. It's the West Indian Cultural Centre.
The West Indian Cultural Centre,
Clarendon
Clarendon.
Road.
Clarendon Road.
Yeah, Clarendon Road.
Clarendon Road,
Yeah, 9 Clarendon
Hornsey,
Road.
London, N8 ODJ.
Yes. So if you're getting the tube, the nearest tube is Turnpike Lane.
Turnpike
And
Lane.
If you walk up Turnpike Lane from Turnpike Lane station, it's one stop, or you can just get a 41 or any bus that goes up there. It's one stop. So you might as well just walk up there, man. And it's the bus stop stops you right outside the centre, so you can't miss it. Yeah.
And yeah, so
Go on, bro.
make sure you are there, because what time is Pharaoh gonna be on?
He will be on.
first.
He's first. Yeah.
He'll be on first. What time will he be on at? So that people don't come late, because they will miss him if they come late.
Well,
Let's get there.
we are
Yeah,
black, so
So I say be there on time.
we are black, so I mean, come on, man. You should
So,
listen to the 10 o'clock, bro.
so if the event starts at 11, make sure you're there at 8 o'clock in the morning. Arrive there early, so that you can queue and bring your mattress, bring your food, and bring everything outside. But yeah, make sure you arrive nice and early, so that we can instigate and work together.
So
Right?
can we just repeat them times again for people who may not have heard them, Mr. Riggs?
Okay, so the timing to be there is on Saturday from 11 till 4. So try to get there much earlier than 11. Don't come there at 4 o'clock, because the door will be shut. Or Sunday will be from 4 till 9, which is a relaxing day where you can just come from your Sunday dinner and come and relax at a beautiful event. Not to be missed.
Okay, and tickets are available at Eventbrite as well.
Eventbrite, you can go on Eventbrite, but if you can't afford to go on the internet, or you're internet illiterate, just come and pay at the door.
Beautiful.
Simple as that.
If you get the chance.
If you get the chance.
yeah.
That's why I say come at 8 o'clock in the morning.
So this is 2-day events, West Indian Cultural Centre, 9 Clarendon Road,
Yeah.
Hornsey N8 ODJ.
And don't forget, Pharaoh is going to be streamed,
Live
because
stream.
he
Both days
would
is
love
this,
to be here, but the problem,
Both days will be streamed.
yeah, and don't forget, we need to support our artists. Don't forget, we need to support our black people that have stalls and are trying for the best for our community. So by you coming to the event and sponsoring and paying and buying their products, it helps us to able to move forward. Because if you don't, we're always going to be in the same position that we're always at.
That's right, bro.
Ground zero.
That's right. That's right. Okay, we're going to talk about that again anyway before the end, man. So we're going to bring that
Okay,
back
so
again.
now we're going to bring back Sarasuta
back
SETI.
Sarasuta.
You know, easy. Woo!
There you go.
Now, I want to just discuss about, I hope you're going to talk about this God concept, Brethren, because I've seen some of your videos talking about the God concept. I think it's very interesting. I want you to just touch on this concept of God being the Son.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can, bro.
Well, you know what? We dealing with God. We dealing with the Creator, and the one thing that's specific about God, always have human attributes. You see, God walks through the garden, the hand of God, the Word of God, the people of God. He got all these attributes, of a human being. And so, we ask people, where's this God at? This good, and the God never show up. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I leave, but we have to separate God from the Creator. You know what I'm saying? God is a man-made creation, because he created this God with all his own attributes. He see the God as he see himself. So when you follow a God, you following a concept created by a man. Nobody was born a Christian or a Jew or a Hebrew. Nobody was born with a Bible tied to their buttocks. Nobody was born with a Quran tied. So you wasn't born a Muslim, you wasn't born a Christian or a Jew. We have a black divinity where we were connected to the Creator from birth. And through religion, they've kidnapped our divinity. And we find ourselves on gods. Our whole life, original sin, where you got to follow every step, every rule that this God that you never get a chance to talk to. And anybody in here talk to God? If you do, they're gonna call the peoples on you. You know what I'm saying? Cause listen, man, it's true. I used to talk to God in my head. I did, and I used to have conversations. And every time it was time for God to talk, I would hear a voice talking, but it was me.
That's right.
I was answering for God. You see what I'm saying?
You're talking to yourself,
right.
basically.
So it's a concept, and too many times we're depending on something that don't exist. If we waiting on something to come back and we didn't create it, that's a psycho illusion.
Absolutely, bro.
You see what I'm saying? So we have to separate the Creator from God. And the Creator is everything that we see out here, and we're trying to find our place in it. That's what we're trying to do.
All right. I'm glad you said that, bro. Because enough of us have this delusion, as you said, that the God is some being. And really, this is what I say on the show all the time. That's why I'm glad you're here. It's a state of being, really.
That's right.
It's in tuning into nature like our ancestors.
That's right.
In fact, the God has replaced the ancestors in nature, basically.
That's right.
That's the simplicity of it.
That's right.
Yeah. So, is God the Son?
Is God the Son? God is a part of it. Well, the Son is the greatest attribute of God.
Right.
But let's say the Creator now. But everything in existence is the Creator. But the Son is the most powerful because without the Son we wouldn't be able to live. And so that's why they gave that most powerful attribute to the Son. But it's also the moon. It's also the stars.
For sure.
It's also that dark black melanin out there in the sky at night.
Dark energy. That's right.
It's all that. It's everything in creation combined. But the sun, particularly in this galaxy, is what keeps us alive.
For sure,
and we connected directly to the sun through our pineal. You see, it speaks directly to us because it creates this melanin. This powerful substance in our body that transmit all the cosmic messages throughout our body. That's that melanin. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the sun, more so than any other entity in the cosmos, was given that privilege of being almighty.
Well, I love what you're saying because I say that even in the Bible, I think I saw one of your lectures, and it says one of the verses, I'm not sure which one it is, that God is the Son.
God is the Son.
God is the Son.
That's right. There's no doubt.
Not S-O-N, S-U-N, just for all the Bible bashers out there, man. And I can't remember the verse, but if I do.
One is in Malachi, and there's another one.
Isaiah, I think it is.
And the Son with healing in his wings. Talk about that one with a capital S.
Right.
You're looking at it, which means it's a person. Better look it up.
I've seen it.
Yeah, right? You better look it
I
up.
know it's there already, man. Because from my perspective, Seti, the biggest destructive force against African people is the religion, is that belief in God and belief in a non-African God.
That's right.
That's the biggest destructive force,
That's right.
man. And that's the very thing that controls us. And as you say, you see these Christians on road preaching Jesus. No one's listening to them. They just shout. It's like.
But let me say something more radical, man. That the black woman is God. So you can't take that. A lot of can you take that?
I'm leaving the studio. No, listen. From my perspective, the universe has more of a feminine energy than it has a masculine.
That's right.
Because it gave birth to life.
That's right.
And furthermore, in Africa, in Egypt, I should say specifically, the concept of balance in the universe was not as much as a female.
That's right.
Netta, if you like. So, I'm not against what you're saying. I'm not.
It's just hard. It's just hard, baby. I'm with that.
But what, right? So I still deal with the balance, you know, Haile Selassie, Empress Man, and it's a male and female balance we have to deal with.
Right.
But I'm not against the concept.
I understand.
I'm not against the concept of what you're saying at all.
I know we as black people, man, we got a lot of beautiful reflections. Spiritual reflections. I've been in the Rastafari community longer than most Rastafari. I mean, I'm just being real. Most of these communities in the black power community, whether it be the Nation of Islam, I've been in them so long that when I come around, I might not have no dreams. They treat me like I'm one of them.
Yeah.
And then I've been to Shashamani. I know what the...
For sure.
And I love the concept of Rastafari. I love it. I love the fact that they have... Africa is the Holy Land.
Absolutely, bro.
That's what I love about Rastafari.
Absolutely.
You know,
there's
that
an African deity for them as well, which is what we've got to get back to. Look to Africa for our divinities,
That's
not
right.
Europe or Arabia or any of those places.
That's right.
You know, so yeah, I'm loving what you're saying, man.
I just thought it was an interesting observation.
Go on.
I just thought it was an interesting observation that a lot of our gods seem to look like our oppressors. And if we're gonna really see ourselves as our own saviors, we gotta really challenge that, really. And I think that's some people's gripes with religion is. That's part of my gripe with religion. I don't wanna. I mean, it's bad enough that I carry this English name right now. I definitely ain't gonna try and change for another name of some other stranger. And if God made me perfect in the first place, He made me an African. So what's wrong with me assuming an African identity?
Right.
Absolutely, Bedroom.
Looking at
100%.
that African image as my savior and realizing that image looks exactly like me. Therefore, I must be my own savior.
That's right.
And I guess that when you're defeated, you feel like your savior don't exist and another man's savior does. But I'm not defeated, you know.
Go on, no, one second. You want to just 1 second?
No, you know, I just want to speak because a lot of what's going wrong is the fact that we don't, uplift our black woman. Like right now, I was just speaking about it, that they're having a rash of kidnappings of young black women in DC, but it's been going on for a long time. Now they want to bring it out to the public, and that just shows you the level that we've fallen to, where we don't hold the woman to high esteem, and we just leave her out there, even for these people to snatch them up off the street, where you got 16, 17, 18 young girls getting snatched up in a 24-hour period. Man, what are we doing, man? We have to ask ourselves, what are we doing? We worshiping, we floating in the sky. The reality is, man, that, the black family is God. And I don't care who you're praying to, if the black family is not healthy, then something is up with that God. My God is a God that loves me and want me on the throne. My God don't want me on the throne. He ain't my God. If my God is all powerful and He can do anything, and I'm sitting in misery every day, and He ain't found it in His heart to take me up out of this misery, then I got to put that God on the unemployment line. Flat out. He got to go.
Brethren, that's exactly the point, man. We don't want no illusion. For 400, 500, 600 years we've been following these deities, and they haven't done stitch for us, man. So it's time for us to change. You know, this is another thing I want to say. I hear people say, oh, God's great, God's great, God's great. Your life's a misery, but God's great. Now, if someone disses you, you'll reject them and say, "Quay, I don't want to be around you," but you'll still worship God who's made your life a misery. Right. So I said, well, you diss the visible, but you love the invisible that you don't even know exists. A madness, that, man. So I'm in total agreement with you, King, man. It's a fire upon God, man.
Yeah, I'd just like to just step in as well. What it is, if we got to look at that we're letting another person decipher our own language for us, and that's a part of the problem. Look at the word religion. The root of the word religion is bondage. So when you're looking at even the words telling you you're back in bondage by following a religion, and they're looking at we're letting them decipher the hieroglyphics for us. We read in pictures. We visualize things and write in pictures. We didn't worship the pictures, just like they've written the Bible with letters. They're not worshipping the letters, so they've seen our pictures and they believe that we worship the pictures, where the pictures are just cosmic principles of our divine nature.
I'd rather worship the pictures than worship a white man. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So we just got to get up out this crocatosis and this, this niggeritis and all these other diseases that we got that's plaguing the community. A lot of the reason why we accept these religions is because first we worship white people. You know what I'm saying? You if your Jesus ain't white, that ain't the right Jesus. Now you go get that black one and put it up on the wall. Grandma don't want that one. She don't want that one. She not going to even play no game. So that just show you how deep. I saw a picture, it was over in Africa. I don't know if it was Ghana, and it had maybe 8, it was about 10 of our young babies. They might have been, from 8 to 12, and they took one picture together, and they was dark black. You know what the young girl had in her hand? A pure white baby doll. And see, that's the thing that's killing us. We can go in Africa where you got, I'm talking about dark black nations. And you see them white Jesuses up all over the nation. That show you how deep it is, man.
And what do you say that would do to the psychology, and what is this?
That's crocatosis, man. That's what it is.
Crocatosis to us in English.
Man, the worship of white people. Everything that's divine is white. Everything that's black is whack. See, that's the niggeritis. So once you start the crocatosis, then you end up with the niggeritis. Because you got to justify worshiping something that don't look like you. So then you have to look at black, and then you have to spit on black. Everything, that's the Uncle Ruckus. Y'all ain't there. You're making it up. You're lying. You ain't going to never be nothing. You know you ain't nothing. So what you sitting up there making this up for? Anytime you try to put some black facts out here comes somebody. Oh, y'all lying. You made it up. They just can't accept it because it's in them to be who they are. It's down in their psyche. And it's a lot of our babies and a lot of our, elders and a lot of our people who still believe that like that right now today. You know what I'm saying? All over the African world. So we are at war with that imagery because like Dr. Clark said, imagery is power. Those who control your images control your reality.
Yeah, and if you look at the word image, you see it's a game on the eye game.
That's
Same
right.
letters make up the word image. And they're letting us, if you look at the word focus backwards, it's suck off. So they make us look at things in black and white, so we don't see the middle ground. Mm-hmm. And if you're buying a car, the last aspect of the car that you can use is the color of the car. You got to use all like your energies, your principles, your strength. This is what we're supposed to be using. The color, we've got that already, but they're making us focus on something that we don't need to focus on. That's their problem. When they say black, they see what they be lacking.
That's right.
Hey,
I hear you.
Hey,
with that.
hey.
Let me jump in.
Bring some heat, baby.
What's going on, family? Alright, so I'm going to take you just a little bit back as MX, so you said like the black woman is God kind of thing. Now my thing is I don't really agree with that.
Alright.
Alright. And it's not because I have a problem with black women or anything like that, not at all, far from it. But what it is that when I look at let's say like right now in England, London, we got a problem with like stabbings right now, yeah?
Okay.
We got young black boys stabbing each other. A lot of them are raised by single parent mothers.
Okay.
And I've heard people, I've heard people kind of say this in the States as well, you know what I mean? Like Chicago, there's a lot of just like mother only families, and these youths are growing up killing each other. So So my thing is, it's like, raw. How can it be so? Because there's so many, you know.
Okay.
How can it be so? How can it work like that?
But let me explain it to you like this. Number one, everything that the black woman is and has become is because her man have not afforded her the protection and defense. Now you got these babies being kidnapped. You can't say nothing about the woman. Because anytime you could put up 64,000 of our women is missing, it's only one person you can look at, the man. How is somebody coming inside of your community, kidnapping 64,000 of your women, 30,000 of your children? See, that's the lack of man. Now, if you're not affording the woman the protection or the defense to raise her household right, you can't speak on that. See, she's becoming what she is with the lack of the man taking care of his business. So yeah, she failing in a lot of things. She doing the best that she can too. Because just like you say, you know, there's some brothers out there that's wrong and this, that, and the third, and they've been raised, but I was raised by my mother. And you know, so you got some women out there doing tremendous jobs, you know, trying to do the best that they can.
Yes, man.
And you know the brothers ain't there.
Yo, I mean 100. I mean,
you know they ain't there.
I'm from a single parent family, so you know what I mean. I'm not saying anything that I haven't experienced myself. Do you get what I'm saying? But it's just like, all right. Let me ask you another question. Do you think a woman can teach a boy to be a man? Let me ask you that question.
You know, I don't believe that, you know, a woman, but I do believe she could do a good job. I do believe it because number one, you come from her. You can't tell that woman can't raise you and she birthed you. You of that woman. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, a lot of times we say things, we don't really look, and we expect that the father is there. We expect that's the best way to have it. But many times the woman have to take over, just like with the Kandaki queen. They don't talk about them queens when they took over and ruled for something like 500-600 years. Where the woman was the queen was the premier of the royalty, not the king. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times them sisters have to take over. But this is where it boils down to, bruh. Ain't no way you could be here unless you come through the womb of that African woman.
100.
And so on that right there, she's God.
100.
Flat out.
100.
Now, you hear what I'm saying? Now, when we get here and the reality forces her and us to live, you know, against ourselves, where we're not being, that's a part of the society, but it just doesn't change the fact that she's that element that bring, until we get here, we don't know nothing. We don't even know our father until we come through the womb. All of that is something that you gain as you grow up, and somebody say, this is your father and your mama and your daddy got together. Other than that, all you know is mama. You know when you know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, family. 100, yeah. And I'm a father myself, so you know what I mean. So
it don't take nothing from us.
I know that my role is fundamental to this whole thing.
You the king.
You get what I'm saying?
You the king.
Alright, so I'm a king, but I'm worshiping.
You worshiping your mama. See, this is where I'm gonna see what the brothers try to get out of it, because they are trying to, you know, equate something that the woman, any woman, when you see Isis, Aset, and you see her, it's the Holy Mother. We talking about your mama. Now, any man that think he greater than his mama, something wrong with him, man. I don't care what he, you know, when you come out the womb, man, you want the breast because you know that's your nourishment. That's why you see headed root, the cow, the nourisher, the provider. If she does not nourish you or provide for you that nourishment, you wouldn't have one thought. You wouldn't have a thought.
You know, you're absolutely right, Seti, and I say this often on the show, that I think Dr. Ben might have said it, that the kingdom of heaven is the woman's breast and the woman's vagina.
Heaven is between a black woman's legs.
Simple as that. Simple things. When a baby's born, first the man has to go into the vagina.
That's right.
For birth to happen. Then the baby comes out of the vagina, and the first thing the baby wants to do is suckle the nipple.
That's it.
That's life, man.
That's life.
And it comes through the woman, so let's get that clear, yeah. And then the man wants to go back in the woman. And the man.
I hear you, baby. I hear you.
And the man that wants to suckle the woman's nipples.
All day long.
That's the reality. How's a woman not life? The woman gives life to the earth, man. It's as simple as that. And you can't deny it.
And it don't make you less. It don't see when
It doesn't make you less of a man.
It don't do that. It don't have anything to do with it, because when that woman, she see you stepping up and doing, she gonna support you.
Sure,
If you support that queen and taking care of her children and taking care, she is gonna support you. That's the bottom line.
If it's on head, you treat the sister like a queen, she'll naturally treat you like a king. It's just as simple as that. And we have to get this clear. African society, for the most part, was matriarchal, and it was matrilineal. If you want to be part of the society, you have to come through the woman. It wasn't the man, it was through the woman. That's why all these different races, the Assyrians used to go through the woman, get into the royal lineage through the woman.
Right.
So we have to recognize the power of the woman. And you've said something important about the Makedas in Ethiopia.
The
Kandakis, the Makedas. Yeah, absolutely. Also, the only people in this world who've got a history of successful female leaders is Africans.
That's true.
So we have to recognize the importance of the female. You can't belittle it's a patriarchal mindset because we're living in the West that we belittle a woman. We have to come out of that and raise up the queen back to where she's supposed to be. Simple things, man.
And the killing part about it, Willie Lynch said that. He said the only way to change that around was to change the mind state of the woman. That's what Willie Lynch said, because she's gonna teach that to her son and her daughter. Just like when if the brother, you know, he get his little money on Friday, he don't get that money to the queen, go gamble the money, come home looking sorry, you know, but when he get that money to that queen and she feed them, she gonna buy everything the household need. The son, the daughter, she gonna take care of that. You know, so when you take care of that one, and then when you fall down, when the brothers fall down, what the first, if times get hard, and you know, where the first place you go? Mama house, grandmama house, daddy, you got a house.
Or to your wife and rest your head on her breast, basically.
If you ain't got a wife, but you know, but it's back to the black woman.
Absolutely, 100%, man.
Grandma.
Never take that away. I want to say, we're in tune to Concious Radio. My name is Ras Minty. We've got a very special guest, Sarah Seti, all the way from the United States of America. Whereabouts in America are you from?
Detroit.
Detroit, man. D-Town, man.
D-Town, man.
That's right. Cities in the Midwest, man.
That's the Midwest. Yes, it is.
That's right, bro. Yeah, and if you want to call in and ask Seti a question, the number is 07539 602 999. That's 07539 602 999. Yes, so call in, text in, anything you want to do, but just let's communicate. In fact, let me just
bring the heat. Bring the heat.
Okay, this is from 643. Yeah. Thank you, Seti, for your words of wisdom. Thank you for your recognition of woman. Thank you. You are a real leader. You overstand your sisters, Kemi. Kemi, I've been saying this for years, and you never even picked me up.
Yeah, thank you, sister. I appreciate you.
Kemi. Thank you so much for that, man. Blessed, man, and that's the real truth, man. Big up the queens, man, every time. Okay, this is from 555. Mum can only do 40% of work, and we've got 60% experiences, and adaptions and learnings is a long road. Guys forget about images. Our hearts make we who we are. Male with 5 wives. I'm not sure what that means. Okay, that's it, man.
Yeah,
man.
Well, we got some good frequency. We got some good frequency back.
I just want to ask another question. How can we get our community to redirect our funds? Because people are going to listen to you now, and they're still going to go down to the KFC and buy the sweet. How can we, the importance of redirecting our funds towards ourselves?
You know what? That's such a hard thing, because you know we know it's the right thing to do. We always talk about investing back into black power any way you can, black community any way you can. But it got to become to the point where when you put your money in the hand of a white person or Asian, you got to know consciously you doing wrong. something should pop up in your spirit. Nigga, you wrong, because you didn't excuse my life. You know? You're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because we talk this talk, even the people in the Black Power community, and we'll go right out there and we'll spend all our money with these white people. And so it's got to become almost like us, the ancestors is talking to him every time you have that. You're a liar. You're a liar. You said you was for Black Power. You're a liar. You giving this Asian and you taking care of their babies, and then when your baby asks you for a couple dollars, you ain't got it. But when it's time to go invest in it, and so it's a hard thing because it's been habitual for over 400 years. You know, anybody got to have it. I got to. It's hard. You know, you can break it for a minute, then you catch yourself going. But Garvey had the best plan. You have to remove yourself. You have to separate. And when you separate, it makes you step up on your own. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you stay here and you stay up under them, it's like a surrogate. You know what I'm saying? That's why another reason why we have not revolted to the extent, because everything that we need to survive, from our water to our food to our clothing, they give it to us. So if we don't, even our habits, and I'm gonna leave it there. You know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't gonna break from that. You know what I'm saying? That's hard. You know what I'm saying? So when you're in this system, that's why, at this point, it's gonna take some fire. And I'm gonna leave it there. I don't see anything because we too deep.
Right.
In the psychological situation where they've been digging in our brains and digging in our blood, and has been going on for a period. And that's why we cannot change just by talking. Yeah. If that man in your DNA, and he done switched up codes in your DNA, you can't just talk to a man like that. That's why you wonder, like, man, I've been talking to this man. You know what I'm saying? But it's in his DNA, it's in his cell. And if he's taking medication, just like they can give you the vaccine when you're a baby, and then wait till you get, 18 and give you some medicine to unlock that. And the medicine is the key to unlock the diseases that's already been planted and they dormant in your body. You know what I'm saying? So when you got all of these operations of genocide going on, it's time for fire. I'm just gonna be real. It's time for some fire. It's time for some mental leaks. You know what I'm saying? It's time for some Shaka Zulus. You know what I'm saying? We got to quit talking this out, because, we always, when it comes to that one thing, and that's that psychological, that's what they've been digging in us. When you say something about, let's deal, most people gonna say, well, let's deal with reading the books now. Burn incense, we're gonna meditate on it. You're not gonna do that. You see? Now why? Why won't we do it? Because of the terror, because of the mental manipulation, psychological, and even the biological engineering going on in our body. The chemicals that's in our body is chemically changing us to where we would never go against them. These white people deep.
So what are you going to be bringing to the table on the Saturday and the Sunday?
The first one going to be we're going to get on that Madu now. And we need to. Because that's another,
What's the title again?
The false teachers of the Madu now.
Can you give us a little sample of what you're... a preview.
Well, you know what? I already I done gave you the if you ask me a question, I'll answer it. But our people, just like we did some damage. There's no doubt about it, because it's quiet out there. Because when you look at what we presented the first time, it was facts. Now when you deal with the methodology that Champollion created, it's a transliteration. Means it's supposed to be written. It's not supposed to be spoken, because it doesn't have vowels. So the people add vowels at their own discretion to create a word. Right. Okay? So just like you say amen, it don't have to be amen. you added the A, you added the E. It can actually be almond.
And I just go with that.
Hear me out, you hear me?
Yeah, but I'm just saying that with that you say vowel, the vowel to L.
It's all wrong regardless, but I'm just showing you one aspect where I call him based on the white man.
Yeah.
All of it is wrong, but the fact is, even in his methodology of a transliteration, it's supposed to be written. It's not supposed to be spoken. Okay? You add the vowel. Okay? So a lot of words have been created to make it sound like something else. Where it sounds like the Hebrew word.
I'm with you on that because vowel is a promise.
That hurt.
L is the spirit.
Okay, that hurt.
Yeah, so.
Because there's no amen. It's MN. Now, you have to understand, I was looking at one Pharaoh, and I had 5 different Europeans. And when they added their vowels to it, it was a different word. And if you think of all the vowel combinations you can add to that one word, and think of all the language and the different vowel combinations in every language, you can have hundreds of words for one word. Okay? That's over with. That part of it is done. So the fact that I caught you speaking it, when they say scientifically the metal net is supposed to be written, I got the documentation. Ain't nobody trying to dispute it. They just, they caught. They caught it, that's the facts. Don't get mad at me. Now the people that continue to teach that without first telling the people the scientific facts on how to deal with that language, even though I can still consider it wrong. I'm just dealing with it within the construct of what the Europeans say it is, a transliteration. Y'all stepped all outside of that and started making words based on your own consciousness to make it sound like another, to make it sound like another word that might be Hebrew, that might be Arabic, and this, that, and the third. Those are not.
I'm getting too much now.
Oh, that ain't nothing. That's just the tip. Yeah. But I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there. Because that can't be disputed.
I can see this is going to be, because I'm a wordsmith myself, I can see this is going to be heavyweight.
Oh yeah, I ain't playing no games with you, baby.
It's the storm.
Yeah, it's the storm. So don't get penned in by what's been penned in. You've got to have your eyes open, because next to pen is open. So calm down and don't serve the sentence.
That's right.
Free with seti.
Yes, man. Yes.
I like that.
Say it again. Say it again.
Okay, man, that's beautiful. So, my brother, what else will you be talking about? Because you said the Medunetta. I'm not going to touch on that because I've read about Mvdishi and his counteraction.
He ain't ready.
Well,
I know.
We're not going to say nothing about
that. No, he's a good, but they know how I am. I'm in good faith anyway.
Sure.
Much respect.
Man. No, and that's beautiful, man. We're not going to talk about that, man. But what else will you be talking about?
Well,
just touch on what you're going to be.
Well, I got a lot of cultures that I've been dealing with, the Hindu Kush, touching the powerful, dealing with the Nagas, a lot of, that's another one that I shot down. People were talking about the word nigger, and they, the only, they say is.
When you say people, you mean polite?
I ain't gonna just say. I'm not just saying. I won't single him out because I'm hearing it from all around.
Right.
A lot of people just like when you talking about Selassie, you talk about the niggas, the Kabra Nagas. But that's just one aspect.
That's right.
That this expression, this word has been expressed all over the African world long before the European came on the scene.
Absolutely.
But when we speak it, they say, well, you speaking what the white man taught you. Is that true, or are we speaking from our spirit, something that's always been with us?
I hear you. Because we've discussed about the N-word, as they say it. And we know that one of the original titles for the Pharaoh was NGR. That was what the word sound that they used.
That's the way they spell it.
That's the way they spelled it, yeah, man. Whether we have the way they say it is, as you said, is up to it could be taken anyway. But that word has always been used, and that's what we're trying to say. And I know jammers may want to talk about Regina. because it's connected to.
Go ahead, brother.
It's
Drop some
connected.
jewels on
It's
it.
connected to the.
It's the language man right here.
It's connected to the.
Drop the,
bro.
drop the
Go
jewel.
on, bro.
If you've got a girlfriend, her name is Susan, yeah, Susan, and you're in love with the girl, you say Susan. If you found out the girl was sleeping with your best friend, you call her Susan. So when we say Niger through the love of it, when they're not calling you a monkey, a chimpanzee, or a tree, they're saying Nigger. So the reason why they're saying that word is something about that word that affects them. And if you look at the word, even backwards, if you look at a runner runs, a jumper to the ER adds to the root. So the run is the root, the ER adds to it. So the Niger, you take away the ER, you get NIG. And that's what we do, we give NIG to everybody else. You turn the NIG backwards, you got the word jinn, which is spirit. We are, as in the word begin, origin, virgin. We are the original jinns who give energy to everybody else. And that is the reason why this word causes them so much problem. Part of the psychology is to give you, they give you their hate with the words that they give you to stop you from being great.
That's right, and that's powerful.
Yeah, but you see, it's just you missed out.
I missed out
very
something,
important.
yeah.
Well, I'm going to say you had your chance. He said you missed out something important. That the Queen is called Regina. What is Regina backwards?
A Niger. So the Queen of England, if you look at a coin, she's got ER on the coin. Elizabeth Regina. Regina backwards is Aniga. So she even wants to be one of us.
That's right. I like that.
No, that's real, bro.
That's real.
That's why I wanted him to say, but he never said that.
But you know what?
Except that. Go on, bro.
But you know, I'm gonna be in the Hindu Kush, but I'm gonna
Joe.
be dealing with the Olmec. I'm gonna be dealing with the
Olmecs and
the Nubia. I'm gonna be dealing with the ancient cultures and new. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk you down the Nile. I'm gonna start from the Great Lakes region, the Congo. We're gonna look at the Twa. We look at the Khoisan people. We're gonna see how they took it down the Nile, step by step, in the Nubia, into Egypt, and not only that, but you know, colonizing the whole Asian peripheral, Southern Asian peripheral.
Well, that's where the term Hindu Kush comes from.
Hindu
isn't it?
Kush.
And that's where the Indo-European language comes from.
That's right.
And then that's where the European Latin language comes from.
That's right. That's true.
Yeah.
But what I'm gonna break it back is that I'm not talking about that Indian now. I'm just being real. I'm not talking about the straight head Indian, but I got to be real because all of the ancient Buddhas, hear me out, got woolly hair.
Of course.
Am I wrong, Rob?
Bro,
Please tell me if I'm wrong.
Philosophies of the Buddha.
Banging on.
And as you said, Brett, Garvey, because you said Malcolm X was your first hero, and we know he was a Garveyite, his father was a Garveyite, and when he left the nation, he was philosophy, although the nation's philosophy is a Garvey-esque philosophy.
It is.
He became more Garvey-esque with the connection of African brothers in America and sisters in America with Africans on the continent. That was really his what he was promoting.
That's right.
And I think that you've said it again, man. Garvey's got the black print, we call it here, bro. The black print Garvey's got, which is the first is African pride. You've got to be proud to be black, man. Never mind whether they like you or they don't. I love being black.
Right.
That's the black print, man. And that determines your personality and your identity. We have to know self as African people. I love it. So that's the psychology. We have to change our minds first. That's the most important thing. And then with that, and also included in that is the knowledge of our African history. Recognizing we come from a powerful place, man.
That's right.
We're powerful, man.
All power.
Powerful.
All
We just start talking black power. We're powerful, man, as black people, man, and we got to know that. And with that power, how do we manifest that power? By becoming self-reliant, economically empowering ourselves, building institutions and organizations that work for us, building business, man.
And destroying these myths. These myths are killing us.
Which myth, bro? So, can you elaborate on these myths?
Well, I mean, that one of those powerful myths is, and I'm not, is that our family at home don't love us or don't want us. That's a lie. That's a myth. That's something that keeps us separated. Nobody's gonna promote that but somebody that hates African people. You wouldn't even promote it, man. I got people in my family I don't want to deal with. You know what I'm saying? I don't gotta go to Africa. If I could peel their cap, I would. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we get what we look for. If you went back home looking for, you know, the family, you know, that you really want to connect with, they'll come to you. You know, the frequency is out there. It happened to me in Ethiopia. It happened to me in Egypt. They was coming, you know, at the right time and afforded me an opportunity to see things that other people didn't see. See, even when I was in Egypt, you know, most of the family was going through one door. I was going through another.
Nice one, man.
Okay, so I was getting things that nobody else was getting.
But can I just say, I love what you're saying about destroying the myths, because we do have a lot of myths, like in England, they create an image of us, which is the black man's a criminal.
That's right.
Black man, same in America as well.
Oh yeah.
But actually, it's only happened in the last 20 years in England, you know, this gun-toting, drug-selling black man. Because before, in the 80s, it wasn't so much. It was only in the 90s they promoted this in different cities in England. And we have to destroy that myth, basically, by raising kings and raising queens, man. So I think that's something very important. And the negative imagery they have of this strong black woman. Black woman is strong.
She is.
But we don't want to turn it into a stereotype, a negative stereotype.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We want to qualify it. So you're right, I'm totally with destroying myths, and it's about raising kings and promoting a positive message.
That's right.
And encouraging our people to be the best they can be, man.
That's true.
You want to say something, brother?
Yeah, I just wanna ask a little question to Seti still.
That's right.
In America, how do they view the Caribbean community, or let's say Jamaicans, off the bat? I heard a rumor that they view them as being like hard-working people. I've even heard them allude to that in lyrics and stuff.
It depends on what part of the United States you come from. Like the Midwest, we don't even, you know, the Caribbean not in our talk per se because we so far over. You know, that's probably more of an East Coast thing. You know, and you probably get a straighter answer for somebody on this. And though I deal with, you know, people from the islands all the time, I don't have that type of concept. But that might be more of an East Coast thing because that's where most of the Caribbean, where they migrate, that's where they migrate to.
Okay. Because the reason why I'm saying that is because I find it interesting how what it seems to be to me is that they're viewing Jamaicans, Caribbeans as hard-working people in New York. You know, there's Big Sean from Detroit. Yeah, well, Big Sean from Detroit has even got a lyric that goes, night job, day job, Jamaican-ish. Yeah, okay. And I keep thinking, no, and I keep seeing this. But over here, that's not how they look at Caribbeans over here. They look at them as lazy and all them things. So my problem is that it seems that we're allowing other people to decide who we are, define our reality.
That's right.
And I feel that this is why the PeopleVS have picked Seti, because Seti ain't letting nobody else define who we are.
That's right. Well, you know, that's like they talked about our people was lazy and enslaved. How the hell we lazy and we work from sun up to sundown?
For free.
Well, for free. But we lazy. And you know if that white man catch you laying down, man, you know what he gonna do to you? He gonna beat the skin off your back. So I wonder what slave he was just laying around somewhere.
Exactly. But obviously, it speaks to our idea that they need to look at us in a certain way to make them feel better about what they do to us.
That's right.
Yeah. So if you allow yourself to fall into the traps of being everything they want you to be, then they're going to step up section 2 on the project, which is the execution of whatever they want to do on you.
That's a setup. When they destroy your image, that's a setup. Then they can do whatever they want to.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Well, you know, you just said something important there. That's how they justify attacking the black community. Because they make us look like we're less than human.
That's right.
And we deserve to be brutalised because he had a gun and he was trying to kill police and he wasn't doing that. But just keep on telling the lie over and over again. And that's the same thing, man.
I think what we have to do as well, we have to start listening, because the master deceiver is telling you to your face what they're doing to you. We just don't open our ears and hear. The brother said define. They're taking away. D means to take away. So when they define something, they're taking away what's fine. When they say describe, they're taking away the script. When they say design, they're taking away the sign that it's cheap clothes that we're walking around with cheap clothes. That's why we're walking around with a closed mind.
I like the way you break that down, brother.
But Seti, I just want to take you way back. What made Seti Seti?
What made Seti Seti?
What made your character what you had?
The relentlessness, you know. I don't turn back. I don't turn back.
Was you like that when you was little?
You know, I had to grow in. You know, I was always aggressive now, but you know.
Was also what?
Aggressive.
Aggressive, okay.
Yeah, but you know, this is something different. You know, I had to grow into this because I had to find my place. I had to find my, you know, my definition in life, and for a while I didn't know what it was.
So what sparked you off into consciousness then?
Well, you know, my uncles, my family was to the consciousness. You know, my uncle Bianchi was going to keep me with Dr. Ben, and then I had a couple uncles. They were Muslims. They were going to, you know, to Mecca and Morocco, bringing me that information back early. So that's really what sparked me. You know, that's what really sparked me, looking at my uncles, you know, do their thing, you know, and seeing, you know, how powerful that it was. You know, they were coming back. Oh man, I went to Egypt and Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark. I said, wow. You know what I'm saying? And I started creeping off in them books and seeing, you know, and seeing these Egyptian deities and seeing what, you know, Dr. Ben saying we created all civilization. I say, man, this is what I want to do. Bottom line, this is what I want to do.
What kind of age was that when you found out?
Well, I was young. I was, you know, I probably got serious around maybe 16, 17. But, you know, I was, you know, shown these things at a much earlier age. But at that point, I was just listening, trying to take it in. But then when when that, you know, revolutionary hip hop came out, that just gave me another spark. Like, oh, now I got a place to do my thing. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of sparked me too when the P's and the X-Clans and the Poor Righteous Teachers and all that came. You know, that was another thing that helped me along the way. You know, because what Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark, these is master teachers. Sometimes it takes you a minute to catch that information, because you got to grow into that information. You have to go to Egypt more than once to really understand Dr. Ben, because he done been over 50, 60 years. So there's no way you gonna just sit in your house and thinking you gonna understand. Dr. Ben is for somebody that's doing heavy research. I'm just gonna be real. Some scholars you could just read.
Oh no, there's two more things. So what about retaining? How do you retain the information, know when to pull out, what you pull out? Is it?
Writing. You know, if anybody know me, I write everything on note cards. Right. And if you come in my house, I got books. Nothing but note cards, you know, I write, and then I put it in my lecture. So I read, you know, so that powerful. Yeah, I keep, you know, and then I keep adding over to the lecture to over a period of time. I got a lot of powerful information.
And the next thing, what about your voice? Is that from a lot of shouting, you know? How do you do with your voice?
I don't know, man. I think I might have always had that voice. Even when I was, you know, I used to, I'm an MC too. Yeah. And when I was MCing, hey man, wait a minute they used to say, Seti, step back from the mic, man. I'll be up on the mic too close. I had to step back here, so I always had a strong voice.
Okay, we're going to just read some texts. Unfortunately, there's an issue with the phone. This is a new phone.
Okay.
So we're having a few issues. I apologize for the people who've called in, so I'm getting a few texts telling me people are trying to call in. There's an issue with the hotline. I apologize, truly. It's a new phone. Hopefully the management can sort it out. Let's just read a few texts here. This is from 379. Big up TCC, the Conscious Camden crew. Bless Brother Minty. Big up everyone in the studios. Jamaz MX, US guest. She's new to the Conscious.
Okay, so that's Black Power. Black Power. You know what I'm saying?
Come down to the show on Saturday, my sister, yeah. And bring your crew, because, you know, you're going to love what this brother's got to say. Loving the show and the words of wisdom all the time. Bless Rastafari. Give thanks, you know, Queen. Enough respect.
That's what's up.
Hopefully, you missed Levi Roots. It was Ram Jam. Come down to see Seti on Saturday and Sunday. Okay, we'll be there.
And don't forget the meet and greets.
We're going to say them again anyway, because we've got 15 minutes left, yeah? So we're going to give a shout out to them again. Okay, let me just see, because I'm trying to work this phone. It's just making pure noise. Okay. We're going to work out this phone. Okay, so we've got a few messages here. It's from 124. Black Power Seti. Overstanding. We were nurtured by nature. What's your take on ontology? Also, what's your take on the Brits not returning all the stolen Benin bronzes, etc. that them still have within the British Museum. If you want to answer both of them, can you just...
What was the word that you used?
Yeah, the stolen Benin bronzes, which the British Museum have.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, they have a whole lot of stolen artifacts, you know.
That's
and they do have the bronzes from Benin. They have the whole collection.
That's right, bro.
They have the whole collection, but the thing that I was doing this research, and they have the British Museum ranked number 2 largest museum. But wait a minute, because that's just up front. It is the second largest museum in the world of Egyptian artifacts. But that's what's on the floor.
Sure, what's hidden you're talking about?
But the total collection is 15. Wait a minute, it's 15 million. It's close to, might be 20 million pieces. So it's actually larger than the Cairo Museum. You're talking about close to 20 million pieces.
Just to add to that, because I do a lot of tours, the one thing that they don't say is that they have storage pockets of a lot of artifacts.
That's right.
Like even in the Olympia area, they've got a big, massive storage, as well as they've got the storage underneath, and they've got the Petrie Museum, which is another storage.
That's right.
So there's artifacts scattered all over. That's why they can even afford to port the Cleopatra needle at Embankment.
No, you're right. I had a friend who he went to, I think maybe the British Museum, and after the Keep in the Gas. This is back in the day before people really knew about it. And he said, we don't have it. And then he kept on persisting and said, okay, if you're in university, go and get a letter from your lecturer and then we can show you it. So you have to be in connection with certain people to see the secrets, what we're talking about.
The thing is if you do your research and you know what you're looking for, they'll open up to let you find it.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
But if you don't know what you're looking for,
sure,
then the doors will be shut.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Okay, let's just get on with these texts, man.
Yeah, well, they got a lot of thieving artifacts in their possession,
all the time, bro, man. And that's all they do is teeth out things. It's not the people, then it's our resources, man. We're the greatest resource. But anyway, 555. Thank you, Brooklyn, for the last text. This is from 555. Okay. It says, I think this must be Raskas. I want home and upgrade old crumbling family roof. To us, our family home get passed on forever. I'm not sure what that means. If you can clarify that, I think I'm not sure what that means. This is from 365. Greetings, Rasminty. I am enjoying the show with the brothers Seti, and I am from Ghana, and my slave castle visits often made me to feel the struggle together. Love African anywhere on the planet. Keep the good show, and the show's the way to connect with each other. Ras Jadon. Thank you, Jadon. Enough respect, man.
Unity.
There's a missed call. Sorry, 426, man, but we're going to try and get the phone sorted for you, yes? This is from 082. Bless up my great African brothers. Great show. That's from 082. Thank you so much. And from Empress Lee. Greetings, brothers. Thank you for the informative show tonight. Have a blessed evening. Thank you, Empress Lee. Enough respect to you. Let's see. May I? Okay, we've got more messages here.
Wow.
Okay. This is from 555. Never worry, it's ancient. Okay. Somehow we also today's art that was stolen in the future. My brother or my sister. 555. You have to try and make your texts clearer because we don't get them. Okay. Let's see. Okay. What? Okay. Maybe that was a dropped call and missed call. But the phone seems to be working now, so if you want to call, you've got 10 minutes to ask Seti a question. Yeah?
Bring the heat. Bring the heat.
Okay, it says 8 messages here, but okay, that's from before. Alright then. So, we've got 10 minutes left, so let's talk about the event again, bro. Yeah, let's give people the information about the event. And then we'll have some last words from Seti, man. Enough respect, Seti.
Yeah,
we're gonna have some last words.
Oh yeah, let me get my
Come on, Seti.
Well, family, I love you. I done came all the way from Detroit to see you. Come on out and commune with your family. Come on, because this is going to be big for both communities. The Black America, Black UK, we need it. We need to reach our hands across this water and unite. And we are probably the two strongest of the, the communities around the world, and the Caribbean too. And so we have to do better in supporting one another and bringing this energy together. We can't do it separate. We can't do it separate. And so being that the UK is a big influence on Africa, I know this. We have to utilize that power.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I'm here.
Yeah, he's here, and make sure you come and greet him at the Anquelving, Adelaide Grove in Shepherd's Bush at 5 o'clock on Thursday. Or meet us at the Pansy Brixton Hill, or you can meet us at the Matt Hat Centre at 6:30 on Friday.
Okay.
So make sure you're there. Make sure you get the information. Make sure you unite. Make sure you work together. We need you to come down and celebrate what London is about. Come and see SETI on the 2 days between 11 and 4 on Saturday and 4 till 9 on the Sunday. And if you miss out on that, you can even come and see us in Hyde Park at Speaker's Corner. First thing around 12. SETI might have a little debate on somebody out there. Yeah, so make your way down. So please come to the event. Come and socialize. Come and sponsor this event. The stall holders, they need for you to come and spend. The artists need your promotions, your advertisements to come down and help us out.
Well, I'm not going to say please, I say if you miss this, you're going to miss.
That's the
It's going to be a roadblock.
Is that
All roads lead North London, West Indians Cultural Centre, 9 Clarendon Road.
Tell them again.
All roads lead to West Indian Cultural Centre, 9 Clarendon Road, Hornsey, London, N8. Event Saturday, the 1st. From 11 till 4 p.m. the great SETI live in the building. And then on Sunday, April the 2nd, 4 p.m. till 9 p.m. SETI once again returns. One event only, not to be missed.
And get your tickets at Eventbrite or come to the door and we will be there for you to pay.
And if you're coming to the door, make sure it's 4 a.m. in the morning or 6 a.m. in the morning or sleep overnight. That might be the best way to get in because it's going to be roadblock.
Thank you, sir.
Can you have some final words from SETI?
And we want some final words from the main people,
the people versus. Oh.
This is Terry Riggs and over and out.
That's right.
Before you go, SETI, I'd like to give you a copy of my forthcoming
Oh man, I appreciate that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm gonna take my time and I'm gonna read it thoroughly, brother. Promise you that.
All right, we've got a call here. So we've got you got 2 minutes, caller. Ask SETI a question. Yeah? Hold on, bro. Hold on, Huey, hold on. Go on, bro. Go on.
Black power. Peace, brother.
I've been struggling to encourage our people.
Don't struggle too long, bro. We haven't got much time.
I know. Doing tours to Africa, probably for the last 11 years now. And I've noticed that a lot of the conscious community are not going to Africa. A lot of the conscious community in America are not going to Africa. So can you just expand upon the importance of those in the community to go back, to go black to the motherland?
Oh, that's right. Well, just like any Christian would go to the Vatican City, just like any Jew would go to Israel, or any Muslim would go to Mecca, then it should be our aspiration to go to, because Africa is not just the motherland, it's the Holy Land.
That's right, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And I believe that, it's just that I have to step my mission up. I believe when I start to take family back, I believe that this generation will show up. I don't believe that, you know, many of our people are familiar, the younger ones, are familiar with the old heads like Dr. Ben and Ashrod. And Ashrod Quasi is a giant.
Massive.
He's a giant, you know what I'm saying? But yet and still, you know, he's still on the you know, the edge of, you know, the last generation. So when I step up and start taking family back home, you'll start to see that it'll be a resurgence of African people going back, you know. We just got to make it, you know, we have to make it popular. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's popular, you know, that's what they, you know, that's what our people tend to do. So, you know, I'm going back this year. And so I'll be promoting, you know, Africa. I'll be promoting Egypt. And believe me, brother, we're going to get back.
All right, bro.
It's taking, it goes up and down just like these meters. This equalizer, you know, it go up and down. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to be pumping. We're going to be pumping in a minute. They're going to be touching the top. All of the, you know, the meters going to be touching the top. And we're going to be moving in the right direction. Thank you, brother. Black Power.
Don't forget your movement.
Yeah, man, give thanks, you know.
It's your movement.
It's your movement.
give thanks for that, Huey. With respect. Okay, this is from... Okay, no more texts, and we can have maybe a quick call. So you can text. Only a quick call, 1 minute. Ask Seti a quick question. That's it, man. This is from 753. Message coming from DJ's Special Edition, CEO of Ambition Radio. Enough respect. Greetings, Rasminty, MX, and the USA guest in full studio. Gangs in London and worldwide seem to be getting worse by the day. How can we help the youth from killing themselves as a black nation of good people? What do you say, sir?
Everybody keep telling me and saying the same thing. You done lost Garvey. When you go pick Garvey, if you studying Garvey,
that's right.
And you can back it up with some Malcolm, but Garvey, foremost, you'll know what's poppin'. You know what I'm saying? Because it's already been foretold many times. Don't try to come and reinvent the wheel. The master teachers done already gave us a blueprint. All we had, a black print, all we had to do is update it and move forward. You know, and if you don't see nobody doing it, you be the first person. If you do it. Quit looking for somebody else to do it.
What is it? We've come to save ourselves. We are the ones we've been waiting for.
That's
basically.
right.
We are divine beings. We don't have to wait for no God to come save us. We save ourselves, man.
You know why I'm here in the UK today? Because I decided to be here.
Decide to be here? No, you didn't pray.
Wait a minute, did I, wait a minute, any argument? No. I called Cece, but I said, you know what? I got to get to the UK. I said, let me call this queen.
There was no prayer,
No, I made it happen because, you know, people been talking about they're going to bring me to the UK for the last 10 years. I ain't got here yet. Yeah.
Okay, bro. We've got 3 minutes left.
3 minutes.
Okay,
First motion.
Sanji, that's a long one, man. We're going to try and say quickly. Black power. Greetings, my brothers, and rise up to our brother Seti. Our brothers and sisters must visit at least once as a pilgrimage. Africa at least once. AJ have been working collectively. We are catching hell in the belly of the beast, and the chickens are coming home to roost. Why are we afraid of Africa? Africa's calling and rising by the second. We travel to Gambia at least 3 times per year, and the plane is always full of Uzungu. They love Africa and still raping the land. Own your power and proclaim what you already have. Peace and light, Sister Angie, AJ. Thank you so much, Angie.
Blessed.
Powerful words. Powerful
and this
words.
is from 278. Peace and more love, my brother. Got in late, but refreshing to hear Brother Seti talk without kissing.
Wait a minute, hold up. Wait a minute, let me tell you, if people don't give me credit, because, you know, I've been doing radio shows like this for the last 10 years without cussing.
Well, I saw you on The Real Atheist with Hank.
Yeah, then cussed in. So I got many,
examples of you.
I didn't cuss, so y'all need to come up off of that. I'm versatile, baby. I'm versatile.
Got to be.
Yeah.
All right, bro. So I think it's the first time I've been able to hear what you're saying, so thanks for that. Alright, beautiful. I mean, I'm active in spreading the knowledge and conduct tours of the British Museum. I want to ask Seti, are you planning to visit or tour the museum?
Yeah, we're planning
Of course,
when?
we're gonna hit the belly of the beast.
Yeah, beautiful. Please repeat the program for me, Rasminti. You know what? Unfortunately, they've taken Audacity out. We can't physically record it. But, you know, thanks to Jammers, we've got a cameraman here. So it's going to be on YouTube. So don't worry, we'll give you the information next week so you can watch it live and direct. And you can see us all. You can see Seti, you can see Mr. Riggs, CC, the sister. What's your name again, sis? Chloe, I apologise because she's the queen. Queen Chloe.
Emperor, God.
And it's the people's versus.
Pick up DC Ninjas in the house. We'll be coming on soon. We've got 1 minute left, so this is the last shout. Okay, so I want to just thank everybody. Is any last words quickly?
Yes, come on, CC. Come on, say the last
CC, you
word
say the
about
last
the event.
words, man. And if you want to say something to them, go on, man.
I'd just like to say, Seti, obviously thank you for making this happen. And I just would like to encourage everyone to please make sure that we support. Let's support our own and just come to the event. It's gonna be such a powerful experience. You know, we've got really great talented performers, stalls. Seti's doing his thing, Thero's doing his thing, and it's just a great opportunity for people to come and network, you know, and just build with each other. So please don't miss it. And you know, you don't know when you're going to see Seti again, so just take advantage of the opportunity.
That's right.
And I just like to thank my team, the Th3PeopleVS, for, you know, creating this and putting this together. It's been very stressful in some regard, but it's so worth it. And we just need to keep supporting our own and making sure that we invest in our people, and that's it.
100% Queen. Thank you so much for those wonderful last words. Seti, thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you,
Mr. Riggs.
Oh, and one more thing.
Hurry up, man.
Yeah, and the following week we've got a Moorish bonanza with loads of artists, 50 different stalls, and much more.
Where is that quickly?
That's going to be at the Accolade in Village in Labatt Grove, off Portobello Road.
Okay.
It's going to be from 10 till 9 at night.
Okay, what day and time is that, bro?
That is on the 9th of April. Don't miss it. It's free. Everybody reach.
Okay.
Let's cause a mayhem.
You've heard Mr. Riggs. I'm going to see you on Saturday. Seti will be getting interviewed on SLR Radio soon. He'll be getting interviewed on Slam tomorrow, and he's going to be on The Rock on Sunday, 279. That's between 2 and 4. That's on Prophet Kwaku's show.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're going to try and organise some more interviews for him. What a fantastic show. Thank you so much. I'm going to just cut it short. Thank you. It was a great event. We had a good crowd of people in here, fabulous energy. It was great to have him here and actually asking him questions himself. I'm on the mic, so I can't talk. So, I'm on the mic, my brother. The one quick. Say something quick, man.
Them shut down the show for 10 o'clock, man. What kind of summer conscious
No, stop it, man. Stop it.
Hey, the show for 1 o'clock.
Stop it.
1 o'clock.
Stop it, my brother. Stop it, man. We want to pick up the management for giving me the opportunity to have a show. Enough respect. And as we said, Kwaku's here. He's going to be Seti. Yes, Israel. Seti will be on the show on Sunday. Enough respect, man. So we're going to call it that. So until next week, my name is Rasminti. This is the Rise to the Occasion show. Rastafari.
Act 1, scene 1. Done. From the start. Seti, live in London.
Yes, I give thanks, you know. Thank you, brother. You okay, Israel? Enough respect, you know.
I want it.
I'm okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. Oh, this man, my own ninja. Yo, Seti. Yo, Seti, get his glasses.
You got his glasses? Yeah, he got his glasses.
Yeah.
I need the bag.
You got flyers for them?
In the studio.
Sorry about the time. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. Come here, man. And you've got to keep in touch, you know.
Definitely.
So we can bring yous on individually.
Definitely.
Promote youth.
Yeah.
You're the new generation.
Definitely. We've got a lot of stuff going on.
No, well, then so we'll definitely take the touch. Give me your number here, then, please. Yeah, man, don't leave them there, bro. Because that's the man's record player, isn't it, man? No. Th3PeopleVS, bro. You like a sensible human being. What's wrong with you? What?
You know what I mean? Open up for Zion.
Yeah, just hold on, little man. Just leave them there, bro. Yeah. You have a bag for me, Rich? You have a bag? Anyone have a bag? Yeah, plastic bag? Make sure you put your bottles in the bin. Don't leave no bin, no bottles up in here, you know. Put you the people's thing as well. Yeah, CC people's thing.
Blessings, King. Lovely to meet you, man. I'm gonna go and look into the things you're talking about, and I'll get the name of your book from Seti, and then I'm gonna purchase it still. Yeah, through the e-phone.
Yes, Israel. Respect, you know. How you doing, bro? Thanks, bro. You know what I mean? Some respect, you know. Well done, man. Thank you, sister. Some respect, man. Yeah, I'm gonna come with you, man. When you're ready, man. Hold on for us, because we'll drive you down there, man, to SLR. Yeah.
We drove here.
No, to SLR.
Oh.
Go to another station, there's another interview at 10:30.
Yeah. So how far is it? Because we drove as well.
Yeah, no, it's okay. You follow us, yeah. You follow us, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So just, we'll just...
And you know what, yeah? A long time ago I listened to talk about, what are they called? Black Panthers.
Oh, yeah.
I sat in that day, it was educational.